Most realtors have no idea that their next investor client is probably already in their database. You know, it's not someone new, it's someone that you already know. A homeowner's built up equity, who's watching their money sit still, and who's never actually had anyone show them what is possible with what they already have. One conversation changes everything, and I'm going to show you exactly how to have it. Let me start with something that may be a little uncomfortable to hear. Most of your clients were raised on one financial lesson, passed down from their parents and their parents before them. Buy a home, pay it off, that's the goal. And honestly, for that generation, it made complete sense. It was about security. It was about not owing anyone anything. It was about having a roof over your head that was truly yours. But here's the problem with that model. It's not a wealth model. It's a fear model. It's built on the fear of lack, the fear of debt, the fear of losing what you have. And while there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting security, staying in that model means that your equity sits locked inside your walls, doing absolutely nothing for you. Now, ask a serious real estate investor how much equity that they have in any single property. And the answer might surprise you. It's actually as little as possible. Investors don't see equity as a trophy. They see it as a tool. Dead equity sitting in a property is a wasted opportunity to them. They pull that equity out and use it to buy the next property, and then the next one, and then the next one after that. They leverage what they already have to build more. And that is the fundamental mindset shift. And most homeowners have never been shown it. And here's why this matters to you as a realtor right now. Over the last 15 to 20 years, Canadian homeowners have accumulated an extraordinary amount of equity. Even in a slower market, the numbers are significant. And that equity exists, it's real, but for most homeowners, it's completely invisible. It's just numbers on a mortgage statement that they don't know what to do with. And here is what is almost universally true. That equity has no plan attached to it. It's not working. It's not growing beyond whatever the market happens to do passively. The homeowner isn't losing sleep over it, but they're also not doing anything with it. And nobody's ever sat down with them and shown them what's actually possible. Not their financial planner, who is focused on RSPs and mutual funds and market portfolios. Real estate equity is not on an advisor's radar, partially because it's not their product, and partially because they don't always understand it. Next is their mortgage broker, who shows up at renewal time, processes the transaction, and then disappears until the next one. They're not calling proactively to say, hey, have you thought about what you could do with the equity that you've actually built? That's simply not their role. So when you add all of this up, there is a gaping hole in the financial lives of most Canadian homeowners. Nobody's connecting the dots between the equity that they have sitting in their home and the wealth that they could be actually building with it. And that is exactly where you come in, not as a financial advisor, not as a mortgage broker, but as a realtor who understands how real estate builds wealth and who's actually willing to have the conversation that nobody else is having. And when you are that person who opens somebody's eyes to what their equity could do for them, when you are the one who shows them the picture that nobody else has ever shown them, you become irreplaceable. That client doesn't go anywhere. Their kids call you. Their friends call you. This one conversation has a compounding effect on your business that goes far beyond a single deal. So if this opportunity is so obvious, why aren't more realtors having this conversation? It's not laziness. It's not that they don't care about their clients. It's that nobody's ever taught them how. The real estate licensing teaches you contracts and compliance and how to process a transaction, but it does not teach you how to talk about money, equity, strategy, or wealth building. So most realtors default to what they were trained to do. Find the listing, find the buyer, close the deal. The advisory piece was never part of the curriculum. And because nobody taught them anything about this, most realtors feel that they're not supposed to go there. They worry about saying the wrong thing, about overstepping, about looking like they don't know what they're talking about. So they stay in their lane, and that lane gets smaller every year as the market slows down. But here's another piece of this. The client never is going to bring it up because they don't know the question to ask. Your homeowner client is not going to call you and say, hey, can you show me how to leverage my equity to build an investment portfolio? They don't have that language. They don't even know that that conversation exists. So you wait for them to bring it up, you will wait forever. Now, I want to be very clear about something. Before we go any further, this is not about becoming a financial advisor. You are not crossing a line. You are not giving them financial advice. You're doing what a knowledgeable real estate professional does, showing a client what is possible in the world of real estate. You understand the market. You understand how investors use property to build wealth. Sharing that knowledge is not overstepping. It's actually what a trusted advisor does. And you don't need to have all the answers. You just need to know enough to open the door and ask the right questions. What does this conversation actually look like? Well, it starts with one simple question. Have you ever thought about putting your equity to work? That's it. That's your opener. It's non-threatening, it's curious, it's conversational, and almost every homeowner that you ask will say some version of, well, I've thought about it, but I don't really know where to start. And that answer is your green light. From there, you walk them through what I call the 4 pillars, and you do it simply in plain language, like you're painting a picture for someone who's never done it before. 4 pillars are equity growth, cash flow appreciation, and tax advantages. In plain language, your property grows in value over time. It can generate monthly income. That value compounds as you hold it. And the government gives property owners advantages that it doesn't give to almost any other type of investor. Most homeowners have only ever thought about the first one, appreciation. Showing them the 4 completely changes the picture. And now here's something important about how to show up in this conversation. You're not selling them anything. Say that out loud if you need to. Tell them, I'm not pitching you on buying a property today. I'm not pushing you toward anything. I'm just wanting to show you a framework, a way of thinking about real estate that most people never get exposed to. And that posture, generous, educational, no agenda, and that is exactly what builds the kind of trust that turns a client into a long-term client relationship. And when you've walked them through the 4 pillars, the close simply is an invitation. You say, I work with a number of investors, and I'd love to show you how they think about this in more detail. Would that be useful to you? And that's it. No pressure, no pitch, just an invitation to go deeper. And most people will say yes, because nobody's ever offered this type of information before. Now, I want to talk to you about why right now, in this slow, frustrating, uncertain market. This is actually the best time to be having this conversation. Think about your homeowner clients for a second. In a hot market, they're moving, upgrading, making decisions quickly. They're busy and they're distracted. In this market, they're staying put. That means that they have time to think, time to talk, and time to actually consider their equity could be doing more for them. They are more available for this conversation right now than they've ever been in years. And on the investor side, serious investors, they don't wait for a hot market. They prefer a soft one. Prices are more negotiable. Competition is lower. The numbers can work better. And while everyone else is sitting on the sidelines waiting for confidence to return, investors are out there looking at properties right now. If you understand how they think, you can be the realtor that they work with. This is when one conversation can completely change the trajectory of your business. The realtor who learns how to have this conversation doesn't worry about markets. They don't sit around waiting for listings to come back. They don't wait for rates to drop or sentiment to shift. They go and find opportunity that already is sitting inside their existing database. If you want to know exactly how to position yourself as the realtor investors and equity-rich homeowners call, I've put together a training that walks you through the whole thing step by step. The link is below. And if this landed for you today, if something here shifted the way that you're thinking about your business, do me a favor, like and share it with one realtor in your network today who really needs to hear this. And if you want more content like this, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.